What's up, world, and welcome back to another episode of Mix in Chat. I'm your boy Javi, here with my boy D-Lo.
Yo, what's up?
Now let's get into it. So to start it all off, D-Lo, what's your number today?
Oh man, I'm gonna keep it at an 8 today, but
Okay,
it's
8.
been a struggle today, man.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Amazon Flex kind of been on some things today. So I got there from a route this morning, right? Remind you, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
6 o'clock in the morning. So
Too damn early.
right. So I get there and you go through all the steps, getting it set up and everything, and the screen isn't right. Like there's something, not normal about the screen.
Okay.
So I try to go ahead and, scan my route like usual. And it didn't work. So I was like, well, it's got to a screen to like where you scan packages. So it's not the normal scan package screen. So I'm scanning, the totes. I did that about 3 times because it kept taking me to this error message when I tried to finish. And it didn't work. So I call support. They're like, well, it's an app error. If I put in a ticket for it, you'll still get paid.
And I better.
And so I go inside because I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him in the station because it was loud. You got a lot of people there with the carts and everything. It's loud. It's basically like a loadout. And I look at the lady and I tell her, I'm like, so you're gonna need one more person because I seen her. She was overbooking people. And I tell her, I was like, so you're going to need one person to take this route because I can't take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because your app is messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this one dude, he's sitting there. I'm trying to take the route. He scans the QR code. I was like, look, it's not a bad route. I try to keep all the packages in order like the way I stack them,
Right.
And he looks at me. He's like, well, you screwed me on a free payday.
What? And I'm about to screw you even more on this after one.
I was like, well, I was hot about that. I was like, I didn't do it. Like,
right.
Like, first of all, don't come in thinking that you're going to automatically get overbooked, because that's going to ruin your day to begin with. I always expect to take a route.
Right.
If I get overbooked, that's a lovely surprise. But I always expect to take a route.
And if you're gonna be mad at somebody, you need to be mad with Flex.
Yeah.
And flex on that.
So, and I don't know if he had a 6:45 route or he was just one of those people that get there late just so they can get overbooked. But
wow.
Yeah. It was yeah. So, and then the same thing happened to me on my afternoon route. So,
but you got paid.
But I got paid. So.
Oh God.
Well, supposedly I got paid. That's what they say. So
we will see.
But yeah, then doing this step for this job I haven't mentioned on here yet because I'm still in the process of it. So
right,
it was kind of
we're not jinxing it.
Yeah, it's kind of a shocker. I didn't know jobs were doing that nowadays.
Yeah, that was a lot.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like it made me question, like, is this legit?
Well, I did. So I messaged Tamara's aunt, and it's like, hey, have you heard about this? Is there anybody you can ask about this?
Yeah.
Well, she ended up finding it was legit. It was legit. So. She was like, well, it looks like they just want a pay stub from the previous.
Just a pay stub.
Just a pay stub.
But would you do it from DoorDash or would you do it from?
I did it from Max Hamilton. Yeah.
Got you.
So, because they just said at any time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and luckily I was able to find those. Good. And then so I sent it, and then today they emailed me back talking about we need
this, and that.
5 more from different months to equal up 6 months. So I had to
need to see 6 months of consistent employment.
Yeah.
To think that, so they can make sure that you're not going to quit.
Yeah. So I had to take 1 from each month.
Got you.
So yeah,
you was able to go back and get that. Okay, period.
So I was like, I'm not gonna fight. I don't want this process to be drung out anymore. Me not get the job because I'm, don't understand the process. Because it's a new one on me. Like, I didn't know jobs were doing it nowadays.
Let me go ahead and trust the process.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get this over with. So I can. What's your number today, man?
Oh! I was about to call you somebody else. I would say my number is sitting at a 5. It has not been the greatest week for me. Where I had to put Raslo down, I'm still kind of like messed up behind that. So for those of y'all that don't know, I had to put my dog down about 4 days ago, and it was really hard. Like, it's a really hard thing. Like, I didn't consider him a dog. That was my baby. That was my son, and he was 9 months, and he had this immune problem that was taking the muscles from his face, and eventually his mouth would have locked shut to where he couldn't eat or drink. So I had to make the tough decision, and I think I picked the right time to do it, which there really is not a right time to do it, but I did what I had to do for him.
At least he didn't suffer.
Yeah, and I could see in his face. I kept procrastinating, but then when I looked in his eyes and at his face, I could tell that he was tired. So I had to make the decision to go ahead and do it, and it's just been hard. I'm not healed, and I don't think I will ever heal from this, just because like I grew so much of an attachment to my son. But it's just a rough week for me, y'all. So keep me in your thoughts and send me some good vibes. I need that. But for this podcast, I'm gonna be on 100. So,
but I will say though, man, 2 things I will say. Time does heal all wounds.
Yeah.
And we'll dedicate this one to Raslo.
Yeah, this is to Raslo, my funky chunky, because he definitely was chunky and he stunk up the room with his farts.
Don't all dogs. Don't all dogs.
When he passed, we picked him up to take him to the back, and he farted one last time.
He gotta give you something to remember about it.
Hey, Dad, I love you. Ever since I love you speech for his departure, but this one goes out to Raslo. It's my baby. So. But yeah, I'm at a 5. Other than that, things have been good. I had an issue today at work where they decided that they didn't want to put my full check on there. Like, I missed a full day of work, and that's why when we were just sitting here and you were talking, I was like, y'all, because my little deposit came in. So it put me up to a 5 because I was at a 4. But it put me up to a 5. And I know during this podcast, I'll get up to about an 8. And just being able to talk and express myself and hear you talk and express yourself makes me feel better. So
yeah, you know. And plus, we got a lot of funny and unnecessary things to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this episode is going to feature things based on politics and on the Olympics. We will also touch on a couple of other things that aren't necessarily related to either, but our main focus is going to be on the presidency and the leading up to the election, the 2 Republican National Convention and the Democratic National Convention, and what our candidates are doing and saying, and also the Olympics and what went down and what was doing too much and what was not doing enough. So when we come back, we're going to dive into one of those. So stay tuned to find out. All right, y'all. Well, welcome back, and let's dive into the Olympics. So, D-Lo, what you got?
Oh, man. So we'll start off with the medal count, first of all. So,
okay. Is this the end results of how it happened?
Yeah, this is the end results.
Okay, let's see which country took the cake.
All right, so we tied with China on golds.
Okay.
It's at 40 apiece.
Okay.
But we topped in all gold on all medals. So we had 125 altogether. China had 91.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if this is the correct bronze because there was an issue with one of the bronze medals, and we'll get into that. But They have it. Google has it at 41
for our bronzes.
for our bronze.
Okay.
And then 44 on silver.
Okay.
So, we did gather all the way through. The men's U.S. basketball team won the gold over France. So, and it was crazy on how France ended up making it to the gold game, but it was kind of fitting U.S. versus Paris, from where it's at Paris and it's going to be here the next one. So that's kind of
that is cute.
And also too on another note, the men's this is like a coincidental thing, but the men's won their gold on 9-10-24 or 8-10-24.
8-10-24.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all those numbers have something to do with Kobe, because his first jersey was number 8, his Olympic jersey was number 10, and then his final jersey was 24.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
if you believe in science, then there you go.
Right. And then oddly enough, you now hear players talking about how they didn't get to enjoy the celebration in the locker room because they got hit with a drug test right after. So,
oh, man.
Yeah, so they had to do the drug test and then go celebrate.
Dang, that's messed up. Oh, yeah, we got to make sure that y'all didn't do anything during these Olympics. So
right.
Y'all of some more medals.
Nothing on the gold.
Right.
On the gold games. So
that's what's up.
So the one thing I do want to dig into is the Noah Lyles thing.
What do you mean?
Okay, so he did a lot of talking.
So first of all, who is Noah Lyles?
Noah Lyles, he's the sprinter for the U.S.
Is he the African American dude with the braids?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so he did a lot of talking.
He talked.
Yeah. All right. Well, first of all, let's put this in the setting. So I remember in another episode we were sitting there talking about the NBA, and I told you how some guy said, a runner said that when they kept talking about the world champions and they're talking about the NBA champion, he made fun of that and was like, "World champions of what?"
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's like, it's a domestic league, basically. You're not world champions. Which my rebuttal would be, if you are like it in basketball, like, and you nice at doing what you do,
right?
What league you come to play for all around the world? NBA. NBA is like the pinnacle of basketball.
But do you truly believe that there's not somebody else out there that can ball better than your favorite baller that's not in the league? Because you're just seeing people that have been found, or that have went pro, or that are playing. That's what you see. But
there's a lot.
You got people that ball the fuck out.
Yeah, no. Look, there's a lot of talented ballers out there. Rucker Park is like the mecca of basketball. Like anybody that has played basketball
So you're saying like they're the best professional baller in the world?
Yeah. I
mean, as far as what's been presented to your face.
Yeah. So basically, when you talk about all the best players in the league,
right,
or not in the world,
in the league, yeah.
No, in the world. Because even in the Olympics, they go play for the respective basketball teams. So when you hear like the top people,
who won gold?
The U.S.
So that goes to show you that they're the best ballers in the world. If they win medals in that. Then
but also too, so all the top players in the Olympics, that's in every country.
Yeah, they come from a professional team of that country.
But all those ones that were playing for their respective company or countries playing for the NBA.
Oh, they all play for the NBA.
That was the top 10 top players in the Olympics. They all play for the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there is a lot of people from a lot of different parts of the world
that play in the
NBA. So yes, it can be considered a world league. And when they talk about baseball, they talk about the baseball like it's a world, like they say the World Series.
Facts.
Why can we consider that the World Series and
Tennis
not the NBA?
Is the World Cup. I mean, that, and if you win it, you the best in the world. So
yeah,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Let me shut my mouth and let you do what you do.
So, but okay, all right. That was Noah Lyles. Let's say that.
Okay.
Basically.
So is he the best in the world?
So that's funny.
That's my question.
So he came out and also said, well, let's put it like this. So he won the gold in the 100 meters by an eyelash, basically. Like his eyelash was longer that day.
But don't your chest have to be over the line?
Yeah.
So it was an eyelash piece of a chest.
Right. It was his chest hair.
Come on, chest hair. You better stick it out. He straightened his chest hairs that day.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of spiked them a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely put some gel on them bad boys.
But he, okay, and then he lost on the 200.
Okay.
Like he lost.
So you're the best in the world at the 100.
But so here's the thing, though. So he did a lot of talking as far as like hyping himself up because he said the 100 meters is his mistress, the 200 is his wife.
Well, your wife then left you.
So it's like, but you lost terribly on the 200 and barely won on the 100. Right. So, and then so there was a bit of controversy again with the men's relay team because apparently in the past 4 Olympics, the men's relay team does something like off and it disqualifies them from the race, like a wrong handoff of the baton. You know, it's like something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it happened again because he pulled out of the men's relay because he said he had COVID. Like even like in that 200, like he was like kind of like after the end of the race, he was like he acted like he was all winded, ripping his shirt, and he was getting wheeled off and everything like that. Boy,
go have a seat.
So he said he had COVID. So he said he had COVID, and he pulled himself off the relay team. So they had to bring in somebody new, which they messed the handing off.
Oh wow!
But so, and this is the thing. So after the men's basketball team won the gold, Kevin Durant posted a picture of them with the golds and said, "Are we world champions now?"
Facts. So what do you think about us now?
Yeah. And so after that, Noah Lyles posted a negative COVID test and then showed himself and then showed a video of him at the club. No mask. None.
Ooh. So, like, I cannot find the words. Like, so did you really have COVID?
That's the question, ain't it?
Or did you do that?
That's the question. And
let's see if he makes it back to the 2028 Olympics.
Yeah. So
let's see.
And then
world champion.
No, right? So they but I mean, and then the basketball team, they did do good, but they still had their own little controversy with it as far as Jason Tatum getting and I'm gonna say some letters right now that you're not gonna understand, but I'll explain it. He got 2 DNP CD. So what that means is did not play, coach's decision.
Oh.
So Steve Kerr set him out 2 games. Remind you, he just came off a championship team.
Facts.
The best one, arguably the 2 best players. The second, because he was him and Jaylen Brown, who actually won MVP. That was who was in second was Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I'm
with you.
The only American player, and I did say American born player, to have been all NBA for the past 2 years. Now take it back. he was the only American player that was all NBA. So everybody else on all NBA has been from other countries, and that are foreign players.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me you couldn't find a spot, and then the one player, Derek White, he's kind of like I want to say the sixth man on the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
He played more minutes than Jason Tatum. And
that's crazy to me.
Because Steve Kerr at first said he's a better. He tried to say, he was like, well, that was a stupid mistake, not playing Jason Tatum. But then he doubled down on the second one and said that Derek White is a better fit.
Maybe it's the chemistry with the players. He was just like what was it called? The understudy.
But you're gonna tell me one of the best players in the league right now, one of the hottest players is.
But how long has he been in the NBA?
Oh, he's been in the NBA for. This is.
Maybe he did something.
Well, and then,
or maybe he was.
I mean, everybody has their own little conspiracies with it, as far as like, it's the Boston Celtics and not getting any love right now.
Or he could maybe have had
Brown wasn't
injury
picked
that he didn't want nobody to know about.
No, he was like, because you can see it in every time, like you can see it. He's like, I want to play. He had that itch. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like I'd be worried about somebody on my team that didn't want to play.
So he was sitting on the sidelines the entire time.
For two straight games he did.
And never once got off the bench.
I mean, he did get off the bench every once in a while, but it wasn't like major minutes.
Yeah.
Like it should have been.
Like he should have been in there.
Yeah.
There's no letting him out, but to take a quick breather and get back in.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat.
So that was basically the thing with the whole men's team.
I wonder if something happened.
I don't know, but there's some people, because Jaylen Brown, he was the other guy that I was talking about that actually won the MVP, Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Final MVP in the playoffs. When Kawhi Leonard said when they withdrew his name out, that was when they got Derek White, the sixth man on the team, and Jaylen Brown was snubbed. So right now they're kind of like, oh, it's a Boston thing. They're kind of putting them down because like this whole time before they won the championship, even this year when they was on their way of winning the championship, they had the best team. They was the best team in the league. Everybody was talking about you need to blow it up and break them two up. Like I don't know, like it's a whole thing right now, but it's it's just one of those things.
Dang, it is crazy. There's a lot of tea going on in basketball.
So then
I will say that Miss Gabby Douglas did her thing though.
Hey, the women.
Not Gabby Douglas. Why did I say Gabby Douglas?
Because she showed out
Simone
too.
Biles. But Miss Gabby Douglas did her thing until she decided she wasn't going to do
the women. They killed it, especially
but the
relay
women that
team.
Went to the Olympics. They laid down.
Yeah, like
they laid down they put it all out there.
Yeah, like the women's sprinting team with Sha'Carri Richards and Gabby Thomas.
Slave. That's who I meant, Gabby Thomas. But I'm talking about Simone Biles in the gymnastics too. They wore it out. They wore it out in every angle.
Speaking of gymnastics, I feel sorry for Jordan Childs. I really do.
Why?
Well, that's why I said I didn't know if the bronze medal was accurate or not.
That's her. Because
Jordan Childs, they made her give back her bronze for a technicality on the floor exercise.
Yes.
And I don't get me wrong, I fully agree with it. She said, I ain't giving back my medal.
Period. Y'all gave it to me.
Like
y'all sat me on that podium.
And the other technicality, see, the US tried to appeal it. But then the
what was the technicality? I can't
remember what the technicality. And I even looked it up, and I couldn't. It wouldn't actually say what the technicality was on
just
the floor.
On a technicality.
Yeah.
Technicality.
I think that was just an excuse, anyways. We're getting into that one. So the person that George Jordan Child got ahead of was a chick from Romania.
Okay.
Okay, so she ended up not getting a medal because they challenged Jordan Child's score, and they gave it to her. That's the thing, they gave it to her. And then, so after,
fuckery.
They try to say it was a technicality, so she technically didn't win the bronze. So the U.S. put in a submission or put in an appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Then they said that the U.S. put a appeal in over the minute mark, and it was like 47 seconds over the minute.
Oh Lord! So, come on.
And then the U.S. gymnastics team said, no, we have a timestamp evidence of when we submitted it. It was on time.
Word.
So, and they still not going.
The Americans did not come to play.
No,
they did not come to play.
So, they still not overturning it over their decision.
Wow. Well, she knows she earned that medal.
But one of the people that's in the committee for it is a I would say representative of Romania.
Put it in.
The council that's trying to take her medal away said that it was wrong. So yeah.
Also, you didn't see much, but there was a lot that went on. A lot.
Yeah, I actually got to tune in right as soon as Tom Cruise.
There was a lot. They did too much. There was fireworks, and there was a whole army of dancers, and then but it started out with this gold person in this really retro / futuristic gold look come out and do his 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it was like a whole group of people that were dressed in all white mask and everything just ran out and started doing their things, break dancing, different styles of dancing and stuff. And then here comes flags just start coming out. They placing them in different parts of countries of the world, and it was a lot that went on. And then there was something going on to where there was a man that was playing piano, but he was being raised, so the pianos was like laying sideways, like it's being raised up, like, so the back of the piano's being hoisted up,
right,
and so it's just laid flat, and then the man is sitting with the keys, and he's playing the piano with this long drapey thing just flowing behind him. Okay. And then this person comes out of nowhere and starts singing like French opera. Yeah. And then it was a lot. It was a lot. And then it all ended up, there was this one girl that blew. I can't remember her name, this African American woman. Well, she might not be from America, but she's black descent, or African descent. She came out and blew. Yeah. She sang her off. She really did. And also it ended up with Snoop Dogg in LA, and
well, then when they
started with Snoop Dogg.
See, I seen when they was taking the flag to the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then Tom Cruise comes down out of the sky like in Mission Impossible.
Yeah. And then you had Red Hot Chili Peppers performing.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
It lasts probably about longer than the Olympics. But it lasted a couple of hours. But then Simone Biles come out. A lot of different, like, I guess, people that were major parts of the Olympics, whether it's in this time or previous times, got recognized and was out on stage and was like passing different things, and the flag that they were waving, the American flags or whatever they were waving, and no, the Olympic flags is what they were waving, and then it just ended over in America, where it's gonna be in 2028, which is LA,
which we will be there.
Yeah, I want to be there so bad. Yeah. Like, I can smell it in my bones. Yeah. I just felt like it was a lot.
Yeah, seemed like a lot.
Yeah, like it was overwhelming. Like, okay, y'all did all this,
but France, they gotta do a lot. You know what I mean? Like, whatever people do, they gotta be the over top. You know what I mean?
It's just the Olympics in general. I think just because the Olympics in that country doesn't mean that they had anything like to do majorly like that with it. They might have had to come up with different aspects, but stuff like that isn't just from them. Like the Olympics hires people to do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like it was the Olympics in general that wanted to
Well,
do
I
a
mean,
lot.
it does like in that country. So whatever country they have it in, they got to come up with their ending and opening ceremony.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it's a piece of their culture. That's why the one in Tokyo. That's why you've seen all the Nintendo and all the visual stuff. Yeah, because
now it's registering.
It's about the culture. It's
I'm
about whatever
so glad
culture.
you're here.
That's why you had in LA, you had Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Red Hot Chili Peppers because they're all from California.
Yeah, I knew that. Like that aspect of it,
Yeah.
I got. But I don't get why the Paris wanted Snoop Dogg to be the one to carry the torch, or was that the Olympics?
Well, that was.
Because that's in the opening ceremony.
Yeah, I know. And the thing about Snoop Dogg is,
like, is he very world-rounded?
It's
that?
like, well, yeah, of course he's really
yeah,
world-rounded. But I mean, when did my question is with Snoop Dogg is when did he become U.S.'s mascot?
Like, Tony, they call him U.S.'s the Olympics granddaddy.
Like he was everywhere. If U.S. was there, he was everywhere.
He was. He really was.
Like he was at the ping pong channel.
He sat next to Simone Biles' parents.
He sat by everybody's parents.
It was cute at times, but I just felt like some parts were overwhelming.
And you know how much they paid for him to be there a day?
Probably $1 billion. Hell,
$250,000 a day.
I would have been there every day too.
And everywhere.
Oh, y'all need me here? Period. Say no more.
Oh, you need me for a 2-second spot? All right, cool. I got
Literally,
you.
time is a whole lot of money for him.
Man, so yeah, like it. What else happened? Of course, Simone Biles said that they tried to tell the people, like the Olympic people and all that they needed music. It'd be nice to hear music because that's why they kept messing up on the horse. What is it? Not the horse, but the balance beam.
Yeah.
That's why they kept messing up because they said they could hear every click. So you listen to music because it takes their mind off the outside noise. Mm-hmm. Without the music, they heard every click. They heard every little thing when they was doing it. It was throwing them off.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
And they try to tell them can we please have music? Mm-hmm. And so yeah, that was the reason for them messing up on that. A lot of people messed up, and it's just not U.S. It was from the other countries too.
Oh yeah. Like
everybody was messing up on the balance beam, and that's why.
It's like people from other countries that were like pretty much. Well, they are pros, but like the top of the top were messing up. Like it wasn't hitting it like they needed to. Yeah. But there was also people like the underdogs that were able to really thrive when that happened. Though, if you notice it,
yeah,
like you had people that you wouldn't typically see winning gold medals.
Well, and while it's kind of one of those things too. And I'm not saying I'm inside their heads, but it's kind of one of those things that when you're on the come up and you see the top dogs messing up, you're like, oh, this is my chance. That kind of hypes them up a little bit,
All right, y'all. But we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to kind of sum up the Olympics and move over into politics.
Oh, geez.
There's a lot to dive into with this as well. And y'all stay tuned because we coming back with it. All right, y'all. So welcome back. And so if you had to rate the Olympics this year, what would you rate it? 1 out of 10? As opposed to like the best Olympics you've seen? Would you give it a 10? Would you give it
each place, that's hard to do for me because each place has their own different flavor, their own different stuff they bring to it. Right. Which makes it great. As far as man, I'd give it about an 8, man. I for real would.
How'd I knew you were gonna say 8?
It probably would have been a 9 if the break dancing was better.
To speak of that, we can't go without speaking for Miss Honey and how she thought she was a professional of breakdancing because her husband was a professional breakdancer and taught her everything she knew. But in reality, her husband is far worse than her. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm honestly shocked.
Have you seen the videos of her husband?
I haven't seen the video of her husband.
Oh my god, he is 10 times worse. To be in their country, he's like the mecca of teaching breakdance.
Actually, and that's not true.
No.
They actually, there was actually some Australian breakdancers that had came out and spoke against it.
Ooh.
And actually, they have, if my memory serves me right, they actually have a petition. Australia has a petition to hold them accountable for
going to the Olympics and doing that.
Yeah.
Tarnishing their name in the community.
Yeah.
I would be so mad. Like, y'all understand. I was jaw dropped. I'm a dancer. So I know what breakdancing looks like. And what she was doing was just patty cake, a baker's man. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. And honestly, I was actually shocked that more U.S. women wasn't in what we saw. Because we only got to see, like, the quarterfinals of the women's.
Breakdancing?
Yeah.
It was...
Which I will say,
there were some really good ones, but it was so overshadowed by the really bad ones.
Yeah,
like, and really,
and don't get me wrong,
it flopped.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the women's was good, but like it was like the men's was better. Like they was doing more stuff. Even though I wish the dude from the U.S. Victor, I wish he would have done the stuff that they were showing in his background video.
Yes,
and like it's like he kind of dubbed down and like made his like routine safe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like if all the times that you're gonna bust out any moves,
bust them out right now,
like that you don't normally do or that you have been holding back. This would have been the time because this is your only time because they're not coming back for 2028.
I don't think so. And there's other ones that are other sports that are gonna be taken.
Yeah,
out.
like flag football.
Yeah, and other things are gonna be put in place with them.
Yeah,
I wonder if what ones are gonna be put in.
I don't know. I know flag football is one of them.
All right.
I did hear a couple other things like lacrosse and something else.
All right. So moving on over, switching gears and changing it up. This presidential campaign debate, everything is just crazy. I'm eating it up, but at the same time, I'm kind of devastated by some of the things that are being said. And one thing I will say, the Democratic National Convention, I'm enjoying.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying like the people that have came up on the stage.
It's a different side of the
crowd involvement.
Yeah.
It's really giving what needs to be gave to this country.
Yeah, actually, all the crowd involvement of like her rallies and stuff.
Yes,
kind of.
It's very uplifting. Yes. We know that here recently, Donald Trump had a case that was thrown out. He's had several cases that were thrown out or set aside for a long time, just because he's so focused on the campaign that judges are kind of giving him a pass for now.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen him in court.
No.
We haven't seen anything happen. His Republican National Convention went on a couple of weeks where it ended last week, right?
Yeah.
And it was fairy tales, fantasies, in fathoms. Like, come on, bro. Like, it was ridiculous how much he repeated the things that he said about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And just put Kamala Harris's name in those places. So it's like, do you have a writer or are you just reading the same napkin?
Well, you know, in a rally after that, right? You know, he was still practicing on Biden's insults.
Oh my god.
He was doing
like, bro, move on, because Kamala's not giving you the time of day really at this point. She's more focused on letting the people know what the good is.
Yeah.
And you are just still throwing insults.
Yeah,
that you've been throwing for the last 8 years.
Well, it's because he was so wrapped up into Biden.
Yeah, he's stuck on that
he
man.
Don't. Like he literally in his rally said that Biden was going to come back and make some grand entrance and say that he wanted his president back. He's not coming back. Like, get over it.
You got all this money and can't focus on your intellect on what's going on in our country.
He doesn't have an intellect. he's too busy saying that she don't have any smarts or anything like that, no IQ, but
it's crazy. It is truly insane.
And the more he does a little hand accordion when he talks, I think he's talking about the size of something else, because
that whole rally was ridiculous.
He's so stuck on his crowd size. Like, is it are you compensating on something?
Why did I see this meme that had Kamala Harris standing in front of a crowd of people with her hand out, and kind of like the Hitler hand, how he did that, and the whole crowd was holding up a big banner or thing that said Russia, that had the Russia symbol on it.
Oh, God.
Like, come on, y'all.
And that's the thing.
What we're doing.
And that's the thing, though. Like, they're sitting there talking about how she's going to sell us to Russia, and it was like, you do know Trump was the biggest supporter of Putin.
Facts. Like, come on. Are we still giving him the time of day on any of this, bro? And it made so much sense last night when I was watching the national convention and the things that they were saying about Trump and the things that they were kind of putting into perspective. Like, man, you are not for anybody but yourself at this point, is what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
When Joe Biden was in office, I was very confused on who I was voting for, because no, I didn't think Joe was fit to be president anymore, honestly. Right. And then come to find out that he was actually faking all of that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, this man is having full conversations like he ain't never stuttered a day in his life. This man is up and moving and happy and excited, and it's kind of like, did you do this to get her in? Did you stay in long enough to get people to rally behind you and see how unfit you were to put her in so that way she could be president?
Well, you did say on a previous episode that you thought that, that was the whole tactic.
Facts.
Was to get her in office.
That's why I'm bringing it up now. Yeah. Come on. This, if it was... He's a genius.
Oh, yeah.
He is a genius.
Yeah.
Were you putting on this whole play? Because I did find something suspicious about that man at that concert. When I say that man, I mean Joe Biden. Everybody around him is throwing ass, pumping fists, having a great time. And he's standing there like a statue. He's standing there stiffer than that water bottle you got sitting on your table. And I'm not lying to you. He did not crack a different motion. His face didn't move. Nothing. He sat there and stared and stared and stared and stared. And it made him look like he was unfit to even be standing there. He looked like he needed to be laying down. And then, mind you, a couple of weeks, months go by, almost 3-4 months, and now Kamala's running for president on the highest level of the ticket, I feel.
Yeah.
This lady looks like she's bringing people together, and that's what we need in a president, to give us hope again. When you think of Donald Trump, you don't think of hope. And not to me, to his believers, his cults, yes.
And the one thing that when I was watching the DNC,
I really ain't got no juice left in this thing. I'm
I was watching, the Michelle and Obama speech.
Didn't they eat it up though? Michelle really gave us what we needed.
Well,
don't you come for her and we might fight her. Y'all gonna hurt some furniture.
You know what I realized in those speeches?
What?
How much I miss having a president and a first lady with some intelligence.
Facts.
The speech though, it's yes. It was coherent. You know what I mean?
She ate that up. They both ate that up, and the handoff, it was so classy. And they didn't kiss on the lips. He just kind of gave her cheek action, and they were looking at each other and smiling. And when she walked off, you could see her lip, "I love you." It just gave first lady and president of the United States.
And then,
but it would be a little different when it becomes Kamala. because her husband he'd be the first man, but I'm sure it'd still be that same energy.
Yeah, but I mean,
and they got up there.
But that's the thing, though, and it's this kind of same thing of like when you're listening. Because I actually listened to Tim Holton's speech.
Did you?
Tim Holton's speech, and it's just like he has this enthusiasm that just is infectious. It's kind of like the new head coach of Kentucky, Mark Pope. Like you listen to him talk, and you listen to the excitement in his voice about coaching for Kentucky. You know what I mean? It's kind of that same energy. It's kind of like it's infectious.
It gives you what you need.
And then you hear Kamala talk, and she, it's it's coherent. It sounds intelligent. And it just man, it gives you hope, man.
It gives you what you need. It gives you what the people want. It gives you President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
that's what it gives. Like when you hear Donald Trump, it's like, oh God, this is a mess.
Yeah, like it just, oh my, and it's kind of almost like did you see the interview he had at the National Association Black Journalists?
No, what happened?
So the interview started, and the lady that was in charge of it, or the host of it, she asked Donald Trump a question about having dinners with white supremacists and all that, and he looked at her and replied on how nasty she asked the question, sitting there dogging her about because they started 30 minutes late because of the equipment, basically is what he said, but dogging her on that, and just like danced around the question.
It doesn't want to answer the question,
and but he just kept dogging him. And then the one lady behind her asked the question. He was like, "Oh, I'll ask you. You're nice, blah blah blah. You do interviews and all this." Like it was like, and then because she asked him what was his plan. Of course he kept making references about how he's the best president since Abraham, the best president for black people since Abraham Lincoln. He said that he created, when he was in presidency, he created black jobs. I was thinking if you can help me with that. Like, what's a black job?
It's any job that a black person has.
That's what I would think.
That's what it is. I mean, that's got to be what he means by it. And that's funny that you say that, because Michelle Obama, during her speech,
that's where she got it from.
Yes, that was what's up. It made me laugh so hard. But a black job is any job that a black person has had or is qualified for, which is everything. Even presidents.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know. I didn't know if you you had insight.
So what did he say? He created a lot of African American jobs or black jobs.
He said he helped create black jobs, and that's what their question was like.
Is that an app?
They was like, "Sir, what's a black job?"
Is that an app? Is it? I don't know. I don't know what a black job is.
And then which to say that you're the best president for black people since Abraham Lincoln is a bold-faced lie.
Yeah, he's just trying to paint that picture.
Like you're not talking about Lyndon Johnson, who signed the Civil Rights Bill.
It's a lot. It's a lot of them that you are not better than, sir. You're probably one of the worst if we're getting technical, because you're the one with the 34 felonies.
And then try to say that he had more people at his rally than Martin Luther King did at his rally.
I see that too. Yeah,
rally. So
that man's clearly delusional and running ragged, trying to find anything to put up against this.
Oh, he's so infatuated with crowd size. It's not funny. Like,
he does too much. He literally. But anyways, so next up is the presidential debate that's coming up soon, right?
Yes, I think he said September 10th. I think it was.
Don't quote us, but we'll get back to you.
Yeah, we'll definitely get back to you on that.
But so during the national convention Kamala actually came on from where she was campaigning at.
Yeah.
And went live and thanked Chicago. Was she in Chicago? Yes,
Yeah.
they're in Chicago. And thanked Chicago for hosting it and for their delegates and their nominations. And it was a really fun, festive, cute. And then you had the different states that said they endorsed or gave their votes to Kamala. And you had different music going on in the building.
Yeah.
You had like a lot of like
Little John came out.
Yes, you had everybody at your convention, and there was even a Republican that was at your at the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah,
that got up there and was like, "Yeah, I'm like diehard Republican, but the Democrats are actually doing better than the Republicans in his book." Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
so, and it makes me wondering how much
insane.
How much of this election is going to change, because because mostly right now you have Republicans that are so in this MAGA movement that
there's no MAGA movement. This is a cult he's established at this point.
Yeah, I was just trying to be nice.
No, we're not being nice anymore. We don't need this man in office. Period.
But so there's so many Republicans in office that support. So I wonder how many of them are not going to get their constituents to vote, because they're feeding into these lies and stuff. So yeah, I don't
like and I said this on a previous episode, and if you don't believe me, go back and listen. He's got these people in a chokehold, and he's got them on payroll.
Yeah.
They do what Trump says when Trump says it.
So, yeah, I wonder how many states are going to end up turning blue.
I don't know.
I'm sorry to say, but Kentucky's not going to be one.
Turning blue. Hold on, because I always get confused by that. Blue is Democrat, right?
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, but
he's very.
But even in the.
Oh, you're talking about like as far as like how would they know that a state turned blue? Who would it be to turn blue?
Huh?
Like the seat, you mean?
Yeah. So if like a state turns blue, that means how many times they either voted for a Democratic president or they voted for a Democratic senator.
I need us to vote where we need to vote. And Democrats are blue, right?
Yeah. Period.
We need to turn blue. I'm blue. In more ways than one. But I'm blue.
Yeah, like it just yeah, like it, and that's the thing, and that's the reason why like Biden gets so much pushback, is because he had a Senate, like the Senate and the House of Representatives red.
Mm-hmm.
So the Republicans had more majority, so it was just one of those things. It just, for this to actually work, we need the House, the Senate, and the presidency to be blue. Everybody on one page.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be blue, but we need the red to be able to like work with us.
That right now that's not going to happen.
Yeah, because of the TRUMP.
Yeah, and they're so caught up in what they want done, and because they keep calling us the radical left and they're the radical right, and like they have what they want to get done, and they're pushed back on anything Democrats want to do. So because we want to they want to tax billionaires, and Republicans don't want to do that. We pay more taxes than billionaires, which is crazy. It's crazy.
It's bad, y'all. Like, how do you make all that money and don't pay?
Yeah. Like
how is that a thing?
Yeah, like it what was it? Yeah, man, like I don't see how we pay more taxes than them. We pay a higher percentage. Like,
I'm just saying they need to give me some money. Like, if I had the opportunity to make that much money, I would be able to live my life the way I needed to make me a billionaire. Let me pay less taxes, because in reality, the ones that make the less should be paying less taxes. The ones that make most should be paying more taxes because they have more money to pay.
And it would cut into this $1 trillion debt.
And then when I become a billionaire, I'm gonna say, well, I don't feel like I should pay taxes. I put in my
Well, yeah, but if you're a billionaire,
my expenses are already high. Those are your taxes. You're welcome.
Well, but see, even this is the thing, though. They make more money consistently. That little bit of taxes ain't gonna put a dent into their pocketbook. Now we pay taxes; it puts a big dent in our pocketbooks.
It takes everything.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like it's not equal here. You know what I mean? Like
it's not.
If the billionaires paid their share and paid what they're supposed to pay on taxes, it'd be a drop in the hat for them.
Everybody needs to be millionaires.
Like it just
at this point.
Yeah, like it. And that's the thing, like cost of living's going up, and everybody blames on the president. Well, it's not really the president; it's these corporations that, in the Senate and your statesmen, making it to where these companies can jack up the prices on everything.
So, question: in your mind, who do you see winning this?
Yeah,
as of right now.
Right now, Kamala.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's actually last time I seen it, she's 2 or 3 points higher in the polls than Trump.
I'm nervous though, because you also got to look at this. The weirdness that's going on with the hacking. Because Kamala could really win. I feel like she's going to win, but at the same time, what are them hackers going to try to do? What is Donald Trump going to try to do?
Yeah.
Like, and my thing is, if I know that I'm the front runner to be president, I'm going to put somebody that I don't feel like is qualified to be president as my running mate. So they don't try to take me out. And
honestly, I think that's kind of what she did. Like, like I mean, he's probably gonna be a good vice president.
Yeah, I think so.
But as far as him being the president, if something does happen,
we need a designated survivor.
You know, Biden knew what he was doing. You know, if something happened to him, that would have gone to Kamala.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen like that. I really don't see
that.
But
I do see something crazy happening.
Yes,
kind of like January 6th.
Yes. When she gets in office, there will be uproar. Yeah. I will say that. There will be major uproar.
Yeah.
Because of the cult of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, that is going to be a documentary.
I mean, they was already all wearing bandages over his ear after he got
I'm going to go ahead and coin that and make that a name that I own. So when they decide they want to use it, pay me. Should I do that? The cult of Donald Trump. It's gonna be a Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a whole story. I'm telling you, because that man is crazy, and he brings the crazies with him.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I mean, they was wearing bandages over here when he supposedly got shot. Which I wanted to talk about that for a second. I started looking at the pictures more and more of that. And something just don't seem right.
My whole thing is, why is it so hushed now? Why ain't nobody still talking about it?
Yeah, well,
somebody tried to kill that man.
You're gonna tell me you got shot in the top of the ear, which he keeps calling his lobe, and that's not his lobe. So he got shot on the top of his ear, and you're gonna tell me only just those trickle of blood came running down. The white shirt.
But what I seen,
the white shirt that he had on with the cuff that that went past the coat, and his white collar wasn't soaked with blood.
But what I seen, there was a lot more blood than just what was coming out of his face. Like the top of his ear, the photo I seen, the top of his ear was bleeding. It kind of looked like there was a slit there, and there was blood like in his hair behind it, and then there was the little streak coming down his face. But my thing is, where did the streak from your face come from? Why did it streak down like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like it would fall straight down.
He didn't shoot you coming forward. He shot you going back. But how did the streak coming
Yeah,
this way
because when you're bleeding,
towards your mouth.
the only thing you can say is if when he put his head down, it kind of went down like
Yeah,
that.
it could.
But still, you would have blood that went down the side of your neck and into the shirt.
And he had blood on his hands.
Yeah. Like if you want to call it like that, okay.
Conspiracy theory.
So, and plus, my thing is, have you seen an AR-15 bullet?
No.
Okay, so it is a point.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a point.
But it just
350 millimeter bullet.
It just pinched him a little bit.
No, there's no. Like,
he said there's
no, like you're not just gonna have like a trickle of blood, or it's gonna just hit your ear, and you're not gonna have.
My thing is,
like you're not even have you don't even have the Evander Holyfield part missing from your ear.
If we slow that footage down slow enough, will we see a bullet?
I mean, it's kind of
like. I wonder if I can.
It's kind of like 9/11, how they said if you slow it down, you see a plane and not a missile, or you see a missile, not a plane.
Word?
That hit the Pentagon.
Hold on, wait, I didn't hear that.
That hit the Pentagon. You know
I believe it.
You know how they say when the plane hit the Pentagon?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you slow it down, it looks like a missile, not a plane.
It was probably a missile. Because there was a lot of... people were saying, like, we didn't see any plane.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see any plane come down. So... I don't. Let's not get into that.
Yeah, like, I could go on conspiracy things all day. But so... and also he's profiting off that whole assassination too by selling. By selling sneakers.
Oh God!
Assassination sneakers.
He's just marketing, y'all. This man is all about making himself more money.
Yeah, he's got to come up with money to pay all them fines.
I know his family. The family's mad at him for spending all their money. They don't care.
No,
they don't care.
No, they're into it.
Yeah,
they love it.
Yeah, this is building his dynasty.
Yeah,
his cult is activated. Like this is crazy, y'all. Like wake up. And I know that I said I was gonna stay very like neutral as far as politics, but I can't.
Yeah,
because this is getting ridiculous to this point.
Yeah,
like come on, wake up.
Yeah.
If this man becomes president, like we are all in trouble. Not just you, not just me, not just because I'm black, but we are all in trouble as far as a country goes. Not just our president.
And I mean, speaking of what you said earlier about the whole assassination, about how we're not hearing that hardly anymore, it's kind of funny on how since this whole election started, or the whole campaign started, do you hear anything about? Have you heard anything about Diddy lately, or any of that stuff on the news?
Not at all. I have not. I've been looking for it. I've been craving it, but it's like it just vanished without a trace.
Yeah.
Like, and not. I don't mean that it vanished without a trace, but it's unheard of now. We're not talking about the video anymore. There's no more confrontation on what's being unfolded from Diddy. There was supposed to be videos that were going to be leaked, recordings that were going to be leaked, all this stuff. We never figured out what the people went in to search for or brought out of there. We don't know anything, and it's just dead in the water.
And have you heard anything about the Palestine war? You know,
I have. There's still a lot going on over there. They actually killed the leader of.
Well, yeah, but have you heard anything since that?
Just as far as like the Palestinians that are protesting at the conventions, they're still doing that. I don't know as far as if the hostages have all been released. I don't think that they have. I think that they're still working on that. So that's the reason for the protesting. They don't feel like America's doing enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like at this point, and the fact that was a genocide, like that was a genocide, bro. Like they pretty much just went in there and destroyed Gaza. Yeah. Like that was insane, but I've not heard too much on that.
But I mean, at the same time, what are we supposed to do?
Just
like what? Like
we can't do anything.
Yeah, like they ask us for help, but what really can we do? Like
230 seconds.
So it it just like. But my point is my whole point is like, you know how much stuff got swept under the rug because the whole election thing.
Yeah, like a lot, and like major things. Like, what's Russia doing in Ukraine right now?
Yeah. They're talking about it
At the convention.
Yeah, so.
They're talking about it like crazy, but they're not telling us like what's actually going on. They're talking about this is why Russia's doing this. This is what's going on with this, but y'all not telling us what's going on right now with it. You telling us why it's happening, but where's it at right now?
Yeah,
because we don't see it, we don't hear about it. Like, it all just went hush when the Olympics came, and then when the presidential campaign comes. I'm stuttering, y'all. Everything goes silent.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on this. But what's going on outside of here? Because we're voting for a president that's going to work outside of here too.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like and it just because I kept looking up things, and I'm like, what happened to all this stuff? Like, I can't even find things on it now. Like what happened?
Yeah.
Like it just went cold. Like,
not what happened, but what's going on, because it's still going on. We know it is. Like, we know that it ain't ran stale because there's still gunfire in the street.
It's kind of like a movie that don't end. You know
the bombs falling from the sky.
It's kind of like, I want to see the ending.
What's going on? Have we wrapped completely? Is the movie over?
It's kind of like when he was watching, the Notorious B.I.G. movie, and he gets shot, and it's like, well, who did it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a movie that don't end. Like, it don't have an ending. Like, what? Yeah, like, who did it? Like.
So, are we gonna have to wait until everything else, the presidential campaign, is done to hear what's happened?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a few more months, because I mean, you gotta see the aftermath of the presidential election. So, like, because
we're not gonna find out till the middle of next year what happened with the Ukrainian war. Man.
And so, I mean, I know a lot of it, of like the Diddy thing. They're saying that it's gonna take a while to build a case.
Yeah, but like, y'all should have had y'all case built already, because now this man knows he's under a microscope.
Yeah, so
what are y'all building at this point?
Like, they're like, there was so much stuff that it's going to take a while to bump through it, and it's like,
just like with Trump, like, y'all clearly see that he's about to lose, so why haven't y'all started these cases oh shit.
Yeah, like, everything went cold when the Olympics and presidential campaigns happened. It's like,
on a lighter note, for these last, because I'm done talking about Trump. He's getting on my nerves. We need to end this on a lighter note, because we have went dark, light, dark, and now we need to take it light. So, have you been watching Claim to Fame? It's good. That's no, but it's good. It's real good.
Yeah, I can't remember if they had a new episode this week or not.
Okay, but it's getting good.
Yeah,
it's getting good, because now we starting to find out who people that I still don't know who a lot of people are.
Yeah,
who their relative is.
Actually, I think I may know one.
I knew Mr. Jackson was related to Mr. Jackson.
Well, when he came out and said that, when he said Mr. Jackson, it was kind of like,
I was like, Michael, because you kind of resembled that family.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have thought I wouldn't have thought Randy Jackson from American Idol.
No.
I wouldn't have thought that.
There was none of that. It was a Jackson from the Jackson vibe.
What's the heavyset dude's name?
Danny.
I wouldn't know his relative was who they was either.
I didn't either.
I was devastated.
Yeah.
I don't want to give out too much for the people that haven't watched it, because it's still new. Yeah. Mr. Jackson was clearly, when he said Mr. Jackson, we knew who he was. Yeah. And then his clue gave it away.
We can say predictions. And I think
Huds.
Yeah. I think his relative is Marlon Brando.
Huh.
Because there was a clue about how father saves the son of Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Marlon Brando in the original Superman, Marlon Brando played his Superman's father that sent him to Earth to save him.
Got you. You really? He said he was stuck in that pose, y'all. Like, this is what it is.
So,
I just think that I want to know who, and I can't stand him right now. What is his name?
Adam.
I want to know who his peoples are. I want to know who he's related to, because he's the one that's got me stumped. I still can't figure out Miss Honey's, which is the 6'6" whatever. I can't figure that out.
Oh, who was it? Because there was a clue that Tamara kind of looked up.
We not looking up clues, y'all. We're trying to look up the answers.
Well, it's like we stopped looking at people's like
who they were actually related to.
Yeah, like their Wikipedias and all that. We stopped looking at that.
We
just kind of give it like clues.
Okay.
We kind of dig up a little bit.
Okay.
And there was one clue that kind of stuck out. It was about the whole.
But like physically looking at him or just talking to him, you wouldn't.
Michael Bolton. Listen to his voice. He has that raspy voice like Michael Bolton.
I don't know. I'm stumped. I'm like, at this point, we should kind of be like guessing, like having like strong guesses.
Yeah.
These people are very like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah, right now.
HUD, I'm still confused on. Adam, I'm pissed off that he got to send old girl home.
I know.
I wish that he would.
He just don't know anything.
I don't like him. But this go around, he's kind of like working extra hard now. I don't know if he was playing stupid so that people would help him to get other people out. But now he's kind of like playing it smart. But I still don't like him.
Yeah,
I still don't like him at my.
Well, even some of his guesses is kind of like off the wall. It's like, you don't know anything. Dude.
Yeah, but it's so interesting, y'all. If y'all haven't caught it, go and catch up on your Claim to Fame, which is on ABC.
And then another show that started last night or Monday, Anonymous. The Anonymous. Yeah. We watched the first episode, and it's
is it a new season, or is
it's a new show?
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's a brand new show. Yeah.
And it's different.
I'm gonna have to catch that, y'all.
It's different.
If y'all watch Anonymous or Claim to Fame, let us know what y'all think in the comments, y'all.
Yeah.
Because we really want to know. You can't tell us too much right now, but maybe by next episode, let me get one in. We can catch up and talk about it.
Yeah, but it's different though.
It's different.
Yeah,
okay.
Like it's
I can't wait for The Circle. I'm sorry, period.
I know, and that's actually coming out here soon too.
Oh God, I'm ready.
Yeah, and I didn't know it was actually going to be that soon.
I know.
We saw on Netflix and was like, what?
And Beetlejuice comes out on the same day.
I know.
I'm hyped. Y'all, I'm hyped. But on this hype note, we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Mix in Chat. I'm your boy Javi, and this is my boy D-Lo.
Yo.
And we gonna catch y'all next time.
Peace.
That was hot. Like, I cannot wait. I really can't wait for Beetlejuice to come out.
Oh, me too.
That is gonna be really good.
I know. Like my mom, she's like, I want to see it, and my aunt was like, I'm gonna see it. You know, so
it's gonna be hype. It's
you come with us.
Yeah. Where y'all going? Y'all going to? See, I don't go nowhere but the movie tavern. If it ain't the movie tavern, I won't be there.
No, actually, my mom said it would be better to go to movie tavern.
Yeah.
She's closest. That's where she can come in at.
Okay,
she's closest there. So yeah.
All right.
And I don't know if
this episode was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, real fun.